How can I identify if God is hiding me? God often hides us at certain times and seasons in our lives. There are many reasons that He does this, such as protecting us from unnecessary pain and hurt, as well as developing our skills and character before we are elevated into the position that He wants us to go to. God hides us for good reasons. However, sometimes we don't like being hidden. We want to be in the spotlight and to be at the top immediately. Yet God knows that will be our downfall. We try our hardest to try and progress as quick as possible, not knowing that we are fighting against God Himself. It is important to identify when God is hiding us so that we do not work against God in what He is trying to do. By trying to make things happen in our own time, we can be our own stumbling block in our own lives. Even though God does not need our obedience for His will to prevail, working against Him consistently will result in us sabotaging our own life purpose and leading God to use someone else for something that we should be doing. So here are 4 indications that God is hiding you. Number 1, you are overlooked. I am very sure that you have had a time in your life that you kept on being overlooked. When a new position has been opened in your job, someone else got it instead of you. Despite putting in the extra hours and the hard work, possibly even more than the person who was chosen, you were overlooked. Maybe you were looking for a spot on a team that you wanted to be a part of, but time and time again, you were not selected. Continuous overlooking can assault your hopes and dreams of progressing, and it can even make your heart sick. However, do not be caught up in the downer that being overlooked can be. God may be hiding you for 2 reasons. Number 1, it is not yet the right time, as you have yet to grow to fit the position that you want to get into. Or 2, God is protecting your integrity and character because the position you want to be in will corrupt you. You will be surprised how God protects us from things we don't know by allowing us to be overlooked. We see an example of being overlooked in David, who was consistently overlooked by his family and fellow citizens. In 1 Samuel 17 verses 34 it says, David said to Saul, "Your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God." David gives us a glimpse into his life before he was anointed. He was simply tending to sheep, overlooked by his family. We see that even though David was overlooked, God developed him in the fields so that he could lead Israel better. God may be doing the exact same thing with you in your situation. Number 2, nobody really notices you. You might be in a situation where you need to be noticed in order for your life to progress or for your goal to be achieved. For example, you may be single and you're looking to get married. Maybe you are trying to get the attention of a guy or a girl that you are interested in, but unfortunately you're not able to. This happening once can be handled, but what do you do when despite all you do, you can't seem to get the attention of any guy or girl that you are interested in? Hints are not taken, efforts are not reciprocated, and hopes are dashed as a result. Again, God may be hiding you from people who will do more damage to you than you may think. God may be protecting you from the people who will derail your life. He may be hiding you from being discovered by people who will take you off the path that God has for your life. Trust God that He knows what He is doing and that by you not being noticed, God is protecting you. For all you know, God may be hiding you so that you are available for your future spouse to notice you at the right time. Now, if you are trying to get discovered by the wrong person, God may thwart that to protect you from things that you don't know. We must remember 1 Samuel 16 and the following. The Lord said to Samuel, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." If you are not being noticed, it is for a good reason. God knows much more than you do, so let Him continue to hide you until the right time. Number 3, no matter how hard you try, it doesn't work. Have you ever felt like there was a block on your life? You feel stuck, You're not progressing in any way. Nothing you do seems to work. Whenever you try a new method with different people, you always seem to get the same result. You try an audition for roles and it is unsuccessful. You go on a few dates and it all fails. You try and make new friends and you put yourself out there to make connections, but you can't seem to find any person worth connecting with. It can be really discouraging to be in a situation like this. However, you need to see that if you keep failing at making something work, God might be trying to attract your attention to something. God may be hiding you from the right people and from being promoted because you are not ready for what you want. God knows when it is the right time for your promotion, as it says in Psalm 75 verse 6. No one from the east or the west or from the deserts can exalt themselves. It is God who judges. He brings down one and exalts another. In this season of struggle, God is developing your skills, character, senses, and your relationship with Him. Are you only trusting God to get things from Him, or are you trusting God for who He is? Check yourself and your motives. God can allow constant failure to redirect you, and He hides you from others seeing your mistakes so that it does not derail your purpose in life. Trust His method and His timing, and watch what He can do when you let your life go into His hands. Number 4. Silence from God. Sometimes we pray fervently to God for Him to open a door for us, for favor in being selected for something, or for His hand to guide us into where we should go next. But despite praying often, you have not heard from God. You have not received any confirmation for you to go forward or to remain still. You haven't found any Bible verse as confirmation for your solution. It feels like God is silent, just watching you as you are going through the anguish of being stagnant. Don't think that God doesn't care. He cares deeply about what concerns you. He may be silent simply because it is not yet the right time for you to move. God's directions can be compared to a GPS. Your GPS does not talk to you every step of the way. It only gives you directions when you actually need them. It does this to ensure that you are not confused as to where you need to go. It only alerts you when you get to the exact turn that you need to take. God operates on a similar level. If He is silent, just keep doing what you are doing. Do not do anything drastic, such as making a crucial decision, unless God tells you to. He will confirm to you what to do when the time is right for you to do so. God may be silent to hide you from taking the wrong turn. We can make our plans, but the Lord ultimately directs our steps. So we can clearly see that there are good reasons why God hides us. These 4 indicators are not an exhaustive list, but they should provide you with enough faith and hope to help you realize that God is guiding you and has the best intentions for you and your life. Let Him hide you and let Him develop you, because when the time is right, He will reveal you to be the light of the world that you are, because you have Christ in you. Let us continue to walk in the light as He is in the light.